Oh, let's do it.
With an audience this size, it's a very interesting phenomenon. Here's what it looks like. Okay, so there's 6 students, 3 white shirts, 3 black shirts. There's 2 basketballs. They're passing them back and forth. Your task is to count the number of passes in 1 minute between the white-shirted students. Number of passes, they're going to be moving around, so it's complex. I wanted to show it to you. Number of passes by the white-shirted students in 1 minute. Those of you that have seen this, don't blurt out the answer, but it's a very interesting effect where it turns out there's a gender differences on attention to this kind of detail with a lot of action going on. I won't tell you which gender is more accurate than the other, but we'll see at the end. Okay, so here we go. Okay, how many did you get? 18, 17, 13. Okay, that's quite a spread. All right, good. Anybody see anything unusual? Show of hands, anything really unusual in this tape? About half of you. So let me show it to you again. This time, don't count the passes. You're just watching globally what this looks like. How could you not see a guy in an ape suit? Come on. How many of you saw the gorilla the first time? Honestly now. Okay. Actually, that's about right. This is Dan Simon's research at Indiana. It's called perceptual blindness or attention blindness, where you're attending to one task, you miss really obvious things, like a guy in an ape suit. So, cognitively, we are primed to look for something. I primed you by giving you a detailed task. I upped the ante by saying one gender was better than the other. By the way, there's no gender difference. And this is a huge problem, in not just dealing with the paranormal and stuff, but all of science. We're primed to look for certain data to fit our theories. We can't help.
That was too funny.
That was too funny. The first time I saw it, right at the end, I saw the gorilla, and I was like, what? And so I was just really surprised. But I love what they says here. He says, cognitively, we're primed to see specific things. So in the context of limited beliefs, if you are running, I am unlovable, or I am stupid, we'll use your example. You're cognitively primed to pick out all of the instances where you are feeling stupid, where you perceive that somebody is saying that you're stupid, and you are blind. You are absolutely blind to all of the times that somebody says you're brilliant. You cannot see it because you're so focused on what you're primed to.
You know, it's so funny that you say that, Brandy, because it's hard to believe now, but at some point I actually really had an issue with public speaking, and what I make up about that is I'm stupid was probably running that, you know. Mm-hmm. And I remember standing in front of one of the first seminars that I did, and I was all by myself up there. I had 5 hours to amuse these people, and I remember halfway through looking into the audience, and somebody yawned. And when they yawned, and I'm sure maybe they didn't get enough sleep, who knows, but in my mind, I immediately went to that whole place of, oh my God, everybody's really bored. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? I'm too stupid to do this. There's no way I can do this. And I like started leaving my body and going through having one of those meltdowns right there in front of people until I really had to close my eyes and really get centered and go back to, I actually gave everybody a nice 15-minute break and got really centered about, okay, this isn't really true. I just made that up. It wasn't really, it was my perception of what was going on in the room by the virtue of my thought, by the virtue of my belief. It was pretty powerful. And I remember at the end of the seminar, people kept coming up to me and, oh, that was fabulous, that was fabulous. And I got that feeling that you were talking about earlier where, no way. no way. I mean, they're telling me how good I was, and I didn't feel very good. So it goes back to that
blindness that they were just talking about. So if you were to coach somebody, Mitch, who was having one of these little mental breakdowns based on some limited beliefs, like you were, okay, you've got 5 hours, you've got to finish your job, you took some time. What did you tell yourself? What did you do? How do you coach somebody out of something like that?
Well, it's funny. It's interesting that you say that, because this is where a lot of this all got started for me. When I was 13 years old, you're going to love this story. When I was 13 years old,
we were on story. I already love it.
Yeah. We were on vacation in Pennsylvania, and we were up at the Amish country, and it was me and my family, and I was 13 years old, and I got caught making out with some strange girl behind the hotel. We were smooching.
You were smooching a girl?
I was smooching a girl behind the hotel and got busted. So, of course, we both got punished, strangers. We shouldn't be doing this. And I remember I could sit up in the hotel room and I could look out the window and I could see everybody down there having a really good time. And I remember thinking to myself, this isn't fair. I feel really bad up here. I'm kind of bored. It's vacation. And I thought, I used to turn on the TV or open a book and ask a question and see what the answer was. And just whatever it said I would do. So I thought, okay, this is really cool, and I'm in a hotel. What am I going to do? So I opened up the drawer, and of course, in every hotel, there's this wonderful little Bible, Gideon's Bible, I think it was called, and I asked the question, what do I need to do right now to have a whole, to really, to get outside and play, really, is what I wanted to do, and so I opened up the Bible, and it came to this, to something the Apostle Paul said, and in that moment, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but it said, be transformed by renewing your mind. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, wow, in a split second, all I have to do is have a different thought. And that's what I did. I actually remember that quote, be transformed by renewing your mind. And so I did. I went out and I took 5 minutes and just had a different thought. And instead of thinking,
did you go
I went out of the room. I told you I gave a little break to everybody, and I went and
okay. I was still in the hotel room with you when you were 13.
No. Well, what happened? It was funny because in that situation, 5 minutes after I thought, okay, I'm going to have a different thought about this, and I thought I want to be outside with everybody, and I saw myself playing outside with everybody, and 2 seconds later, my mom walked into the room and said, you know what? We're on vacation. I can't do this. Let's go play. So that was the evidence right there that it really worked. So in that moment, when I had that meltdown in front of 25 people, I changed my thought. I just thought, wait a minute. Close your eyes, because what he said, what the Apostle Paul said, in the blink of an eye, you can have a different experience. So in the blink of an eye, I closed my eyes and I just thought, truth is, I'm brilliant. The truth is, these people came here to be inspired by what I have to say, and what I have to say is inspiring. So I just changed my thought. I changed my belief in that moment. So when you ask me, what did I do? That's it. In that moment, I changed my belief, and it really is that easy. Again, I shifted my perception and had a whole different feeling about it and had a new experience. It was pretty cool.
Right on.
Am I just babbling?
No.
Did that make any sense?
Actually, I have little sparkly eyes right now. I don't think the camera can pick it up, but I'm just I'm really inspired by that. And every time I hear a chat that you have about change your thought, it really boils down to that. There's a lot of yeah buts out there. I hear people say, yeah, but it's hard, or yeah, but this 500 million awful things in my life happened, and I do not want to discount that at all. Because, there's some really crappy stuff that goes on out there. And as hypnotherapists, we really hear some stories that are pretty harsh. And the truth is that in some degree, everybody has those stories. And
it's true.
We can choose to run the stories over and over again and be victim to our past. Or in any moment, we can choose to think something different about ourselves or the world and have a completely different experience on this planet. And the reason I was looking at you like that, Mitch, is that I'm just like, that's it. That's the key. I hang out with you because I want to hear that chat over and over and over again, to constantly remind myself I'm a hypnotherapist, so I can say this over and over and over again and hear it for myself. All it takes is a change of thought in that moment to have a different experience in your life.
Be transformed by renewing your mind. Be transformed in the blink of an eye. It's that easy. It really is that easy. It is that easy.